Hello and welcome back to Mercury Farms. So when we last left off, you noticed it wasn't dark like this. Just let me get some sleep here first and I will explain. So I am going to put it in for 10 hours of sleep. And we're going to lose our money, pay our bills, pay our interest. Joy, oh joy. Work hard all day and lose it at night. So if you remember, in the last episode, we came over and we harvested Field 21. We couldn't get the straw up because we could not afford to get anything to pick it up. We got nowhere to place it. And then after we got this done, we sold the grain. We bought a few things. We changed out the harvester to start this because we're having issues with the other one. And then, remember we were going to harvest this field as a contract. Well, I did. Now follow me. So, I've completed the contract on that, harvested the whole field, brought the grain to, I believe I brought it to the livestock market and sold it there. And then I looked at what contract will I do next, so I picked another one close to the farm. So I decided to come up here to Field 23, and it was starting to get a bit dark, but I said I'll start it and we'll continue. And as you can tell, you can see that all of our equipment is up here, so we're here. And the field is about half done. We got so much grain in our tipper, and our harvester is just sitting here waiting for the morning because we went back to the house to sleep. I did it. Man, was it ever a great episode. I loved it. I'm sure you guys would have too. But the only issue is I pulled a Morpheus. Okay, so I ended the video, got a nice nighttime screenshot, we'll call it, for a thumbnail, and went back to the house, went in, I saved the game, I shut the game down, and then I went into the folder to bring it from my gaming PC over to my editing PC to get ready to bring up to YouTube. So when I go into the folder, it's not there. And I said, oh, I must have forgot to stop recording it in OBS because it won't show up until after you hit the stop in OBS. So I went over to my OBS on my other monitor here on my gaming machine, and I've come to realize that I never recorded it at all. But I can promise you it was a wonderful episode. One for the books. But I guess only I will know that. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to continue on getting this field completed. So, Field 23 here, this is a contract, and if we go into the contract, you'll see in Field 23 we're harvesting oats, and we're bringing it to the Windmill Hill. And then Field 3, we're also going to harvest oat and bring it to the Windmill Hill. So we can do two of these contracts literally in one go, as long as we got room in the tipper to hold all of the crop. So that's our intentions as of right now. Now I am looking over and I do see that I am recording. So this one will come out. So without further ado, let's get to work. So yeah, like you can see, there's not much left to get this field completed at all. But you know what? I've come to realize, I did that episode, never recorded it, sat here for roughly 45 minutes talking to myself. But it was wonderful. I gotta say, it was an amazing episode. So that's something I'm going to have to check for now on is make sure that it is recording before I actually save. You know, if I didn't save it, I could have went back and redid the whole episode all over again. But because I actually went in and I saved it, I wasn't able to go back. So another thing, what I'm doing is I'm also taking the save game file and I'm going to save it as a copy before every episode. So that way, if something does happen during me making the next episode, I will always have a copy to go back to. But I guess we learn from our mistakes. You know, like they say, live and learn. Live and learn. Now, our plans for what we need to do. So we got to continue keeping on doing contracts. Now, I know doing contracts over and over and over gets boring, but right now, we took out the max loan to purchase the equipment that we got. We have very little. So we'll have to make do with what we got for now. I mean, that's the only thing about doing it this way is we have to work for everything that we need. So it's a lot of hours, a lot of hard work going into doing work for other people and making money in order to make our farm profitable. Now, I'm going to have to, I guess my next purchase or lease or whatever I'm going to do is probably going to be a big loading wagon, because I have nowhere to store any straw right now. Ultimately, I can bale it, so I can lease a baler, bale it, and I can store it as bales in one of the shed areas. So I mean, that's an option there, or at least we will have it. We'll have some straw that we can sell. Now, I'm sure straw don't sell for very much, but you know, you got to remember every bale is 4,000 liters, so it adds up over time. We don't have a trailer to cart it around, nor can we really afford one. So we got a lot of questions without any real answers right yet on what to do. So what I figure is we'll continue doing the contracts that we have. I eventually want to we own field 10. Now field 10 is very, very small, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the market value of crop types and see what crop right now is selling for a fairly good price and what crop presents a good yield. Now, ultimately, if I'm going to lease or invest in a baler or a forage wagon, loading wagon, then we probably want to either do, I think it's wheat or barley, because with wheat and barley, we can do straw swaths. Now, I don't think you can do it in the oat. Actually, yeah, you can. So we can do oat as well. Now, oats is usually a fairly good price on oats when selling oats. So that's something we can look at as well. And the best thing about oats is if we ever decide to bring horses in, then we're going to need oats for the horses. Oats can be used for the pigs. So oats ultimately is a good food. But I was also thinking about wheat as well, because with wheat, if we decide to go with chickens starting off, because the eggs, it takes a while to get the eggs, but they sell for a good price when you got them. So like I said, we have a lot going on in such a short time. Can you imagine we started doing this and we had seasons in Farming Simulator 19? Man, would it ever take forever to build your farm up. But you know what? In real life, some of the most successful farmers started from nothing. They started from probably trees on their land, and they cut them down, ripping up the fields to get them ready for the first harvest, you know. experimenting with different crop types to see what crops grow best on their land, and what are the crop types that are in demand at around their areas where they grow, you know. And I mean, this is worldwide, you know, this is going on. It's not just Americas or UK or Germany. Like, no matter what country you go to, there's farming. Different types of farming, of course, but there's farming. So yeah, we took on a challenge doing this series, and I just want to see how far I can succeed. It's probably going to be a very long, dragged out series, because I'll do other series also during it. Like right now I'm doing the Oakfield Farm, so at least we're not constantly doing stuff like this. So that'll break it up a little bit, but I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy this map, and I think it's going to be an experience. And then this is probably going to be my series where I'm just going to continue from. So if we get tired of working on this farm or this map and we want to bring in another map, then one, we can keep track of all the equipment we have and take with us to a new farm. We can sell off all of our land that we own. We can sell our animals, or we can take our animals with us, sell the buildings. Because basically, you know, if you were to buy a piece of land would cost so much. If you were to build a house on that piece of land, or a shed, well then the value of, it's not the land, the value of the land stays the same. But now you have the value of the land and the value of the building. So that's the way we'll run this. So eventually, I mean, we're not going to stay on this map forever. There are going to be other maps coming out and all that. I'm only a small YouTuber, so I don't get the opportunity of getting maps off of the authors to more or less showcase for everyone before anyone else gets it. But maybe down the road, as I grow bigger, I'll have that opportunity, and then we can showcase a map for an author before anyone else, you know, just like the other big YouTubers get to do. And, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, I create these videos because I enjoy doing it. You know, I'm playing Farming Simulator anyway, so I woke up one day and I started watching YouTube, and I seen all these guys playing games, recording them, and I said, you know, I'd like to try that. So I did, and I'm enjoying it. You know, do I worry about subscribers? Well, I mean, of course we do. We want our channels to succeed. You know, I want my YouTube channel to be a successful one. So to display that you have a successful YouTube channel is by people subscribing to it, people staying on your channel. You know, now I know people move on and all that, and that's great, you know, but I value every subscriber that subscribes to my channel. You know, and as I get bigger, maybe there will be opportunities to do giveaways and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I'm only 82 subscribers in, and I'm grateful for every single one of them. And I'll always be like that. You know, I farm with a bunch over with Nick the Hick and the crew. They're a great bunch of people, man. I enjoy it. I wouldn't give it up for anything. We have great fun. You know, now Nick and a few of the others, they've been at it for longer than I have, and they've been helping me and giving me advice and everything, and I really appreciate them helping me and giving me that advice. And, you know, try not to get stressed over numbers and all that. Just enjoy doing what we're doing, and that's what I'm doing. You know, yeah, gaming is subjective. A view of a game is subjective. Not everybody agrees with one another on the way they like their gameplay or what type of map they like, or what type of vehicles, or brand names, or all that. So I'm just going to try to keep it so, you know, yeah, I like class. Class is probably one of my favorites, so I get class a lot. But in the end, I'm going to try all the brands. You know, as the mods keep coming in, I look at them and see what ones I like, what ones I don't like. And of course, you're going to try the ones you like. Now, I test them all to see if I like it or not, because I know that these modders, they put a lot of hard work into creating these mods for us gamers. You know, to the point that, you know, they're so in-depth in creating these mods for us that they don't get to play the game themselves. You know, so sometimes they probably need to sit back and say, you know what? Yeah, it's cool. Keep on making mods. I appreciate it, man. And they're great to have mods in the game. It makes this game so much better. Because I guarantee you, if there was no mods in this game would not be as successful as it is. And, you know, it's like when Farming Simulator 19 first came out. And you watch YouTube channels and people are asking, oh, have you heard anything about this mod or this modder? Are they making any mods for this version? Oh, excuse me there. Sorry about that. You know, so it's a community. We are a community. And, you know, the modders make the mods for us. We make the videos for you guys. And you guys keep our channels going, and it's just a cycle. That's all it is. It's a cycle. And I'm glad to be a part of it, actually. Alright, let's get hooked up to the trailer here. And what we'll do is we'll bring the combine over to Field 3 first. Actually, I'm probably going to try the Follow Me mod again to see if it'll work this time, because if not, it's going to be a long walk back to get the tractor. Just hopefully the traffic don't mess it up on us, because sometimes with the Follow Me mod, the traffic can fool it up, that's for sure. Alright, let's get lined up. Now what I'm going to do, I've noticed every time I try the Follow Me mod, I've been taking the harvester and following the tractor. So, on today's episode, I'm going to try to do it differently. Let's try to get the tractor to follow the harvester. Now, we got to set the distance on it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let me see if it's this button here. So we're going to follow at a distance of 40. That should be enough. Now, let's give it a try. Hopefully it'll work today. Because I really don't want to walk all the way back here to pick up the tractor. We'll just take our time. We'll go slow. If there's any traffic coming, we'll wait for the traffic to go by, so that way the tractor can get out and follow us. So I'll get down as far as the road anyway and see. I can hear the tractor behind us, actually, so I can't see it, but I can hear it. So we got a bit of traffic coming. We'll wait for that traffic to stop. Look at that. Now that's a pretty good distance. He never banged into us this time. Now, My God, the traffic is unreal today. See, I don't want to pull out and then the tractor get caught up. So as soon as the cement truck goes, I'm hoping we got enough time to get out. He is a bit slow, though. Come on. Now, hopefully the tractor did get out. I don't... Okay, I can hear it now, so it's right behind us. So we should be good. So we are off to field number 3. Now I'm just going to bring up the bigger GPS map here and just to see where our turnoff is going to be. So we need to turn off just after those 2 cell points there. So we'll keep an eye out for them. I think they're just down the road here a little bit. And we know that field 3 is one of the fields that is around the forest area. So you got a field, you got a line of trees. You got a field, you got a line of trees. So I think we harvested field number 2 down there on a contract. Or was it field 4? One of them. Let's bring our SATCOM back up there so we can keep an eye on it. Make sure that we don't miss our turn off. So I believe this is the first cell point. I'm not quite sure on the names of all the cell points yet, but we'll figure them out over time. So this is our turn off here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, to get into those fields there, it's way down at the end down here. Actually, I'm on the wrong side of the path here. Even though there might not be no traffic, I still want to follow the right side of the path, just in case. I don't know what we're going to do to clean the equipment we got, because... I mean, we can always buy a pressure washer, but... I mean, a pressure washer, I think, is almost 5,000 pounds. I mean, I wouldn't pay that much in real life for one. Maybe 700, 800, 900 pounds would be a reasonable price on one. Alright, so here we are. Now, get him to stop following us. And here's the field right here, so we're going to just turn around and we'll put the header just in front of this field here, out of our way. So we should be able to fit this full field in. Okay. That's not going to work, is it? I was supposed to come in the other way. And you know what? The funny part is I'm glad I did that, because in the last episode, that was one of the things I did do incorrectly, is basically park the header the wrong way. So I had to attach to it again and move it. Give me a minute and we'll get this all situated for us. There we go. It should work this time. I'm just going to drop into this one now and tell that worker he can go on. Don't need his assistance no more. We really appreciate him helping. And we'll shut the tractor down. We don't want to keep it going and wasting fuel for nothing. Alright, now let's get back to work. Now, hopefully I backed up enough. Okay. Now, we got it attached. Let's get ready to harvest this field. Shouldn't take us too long to get this one done. 2 or 3 passes. They are very small, but you know, if you purchase this whole, I think when you purchase this piece of land, you purchase the whole, all of the fields, or I think it's the first 4, and then you purchase the last 4, because there's 8 altogether. So if you want, you can come down and you can chop the trees down. You can make money off of the trees, and then basically you can take this whole piece of land and make it into one big field. It might not seem like they're very big, but they're long. And then if you were to take the grass areas in between each field and turn that into one huge field, man, would it ever be a big field? Actually, I'm just going to drop a worker on there for a second, because I want to go into the map here and just have a look. So if we were to get these, yeah, so they come in 2 areas. So you got field 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The value of them is £234,000. And then the ones next to it, so it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 fields here. Look at the size of that if we were to buy both of them and turn it into one field. And we can probably even take a bit of this grassland here and up here as well. So maybe that's a goal that we can go after. You know, like right now we own field 21. We can sell field 21 and get £72,000 for it. Not quite ready to get this yet, or we can probably get this part first. Grow separate crops in each one while we're cutting the trees down and making money off of the trees. So we got a long way to go, but maybe that's the goal that I'm going to set out for. Because I mean, even like some of these fields, I mean, they're okay size. I mean, but you really want to get something that's really big. I mean, the biggest one here is field 51. Wow, that's not a bad price. That's not a bad price at all. Only 180,000. Field 37, 105. I mean, the fields are not overly expensive, but when you're stuck in the money situation that we're in, they are expensive. All right. I guess the worker didn't know how to turn around there. Well, that's okay. That's less money we got to pay out for work. I think we just threw out £101. Just for him to go down the field a little tiny bit. So we'll get this done. We'll get these 2 contracts completed, and that'll give our money situation a little bit better. And we can start looking at doing other contracts. I mean, we can always lease the equipment, but the only thing about leasing the equipment is we got to pay for the leasing of the equipment, so we lose money. So I'm trying to do any contract that we have the equipment for. So that's, and I mean, I find that's the best way to do it. I mean, why spend money on vehicles that we don't have to make less money on the work that we have to do? I mean, you're putting a lot of work into it and time, and you're basically not getting paid for it because you got to pay to use the other vehicles. So I think the way we are doing it now is probably the best way. We're only 25% full in the back there. I'm not sure if this one has the window here. Oh yeah, well, you can see the oats piling in. Too bad it wasn't just 2 passes, but it looks like we're going to have to do 1 more pass straight down the middle. Now, I was saying on the other episode that never got recorded that this harvester is very slow, and it's probably realistic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not a farmer in real life. I'm just a computer geek, a computer technician, computer technologist, sorry. And I'm so used to playing the big maps with Nick the Hick and the gang that we have harvesters that just fly up and down the fields, which is not realistic at all. I mean, if you owned it your own farm, and if there's any farmers out there that would leave a comment to let me know, like, you know, a harvester of this caliber, what is the actual work speed with the header that I have, which is the 600, I believe. It's the C600. Like, is it realistic speeds? I don't know. So maybe if there's a farmer out there, they can answer that question for us. And I mean, it don't have to be this particular model. I mean, give us an example on the model that you drive, that you use on your farm. Because I know you're not going to go up and down a field doing 30 miles an hour in a harvester and header going together. It's just not going to happen. Just think on how much... I guess the reason why they go so slow is the faster you go, the more crop you can waste. You're not cutting it properly. You're cutting it too fast. Like I said, I mean, that seems logical. Could be right, could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not a farmer. But the way I've learned writing code and programming and stuff like that is, it is what it is. If it works, leave it alone. You know, yeah, it's great to optimize things because you want it to run faster, run smoother, run more efficient. And we're doing that every day. Every day in the computer industry, we're optimizing programs more and more. Reducing the amount of code that needs to be written. Creating libraries to be able to handle different arguments and methods and all that in certain applications, so you don't have to write the code for it. All you have to do is call the library and it's there for you. And in the end, it makes the program run smoother, it optimizes it better, and it makes it easier for coders coming up that they have a template that they can follow. Like, for example, stuff that I've been working on is like when web development first came out, you would write your CSS scripts, your JavaScript, and each one would control a certain thing. But the problem is if I wrote it for a desktop version, the website looked good on a desktop. But then as technology advanced and we started getting into smart devices like tablets and phones and all that stuff and notebooks and all this, the screen started getting smaller. So now you design this huge website based on a size of a desktop screen, and then you get someone on a iPhone accessing that same website. Well, they're not seeing the website very good on their device. So then we started to make websites. If you made your website, then you would have to make a template for the desktop, for different formats of phones, tablets. Then they came out with this Bootstrap. And what Bootstrap does is it just basically takes all them formats, so you design it on whatever size you want, and it will switch your website to whatever to whatever size your screen is. And that's basically what computing is all about. Making programs work better, more efficient, more user-friendly for everyone. Okay, so I'm just going to leave the harvester here for the time being. I don't know, we got to find out where our next field is on our next contract, but we want to get these 2 contracts done in this episode for sure, so we're going to go up and sell it and see how things work out. Now hopefully it recognizes it. Now this might be a total failure if I don't get recognized for both contracts. Now I think the best way to get to the windmill hill is up this way. I know it's north on the map. So what we'll do is we'll just keep an eye out for the windmills. Now if I'm not mistaken, I think... No, it's not this way. Now we might. I'll go up here, I'm not sure. It's a good way to get to know the map and learn the map, but I don't think it is. I don't remember coming down through any of this. We were up there once before. I mean, I can bring up the big map and have a look, but let's explore. Yeah. It's not. Maybe I can cut through the forest. No, there's a lot of hedges there, so we're not going to be able to. We can turn around in the forest, though. We just got to watch out for the trees. And the stumps. I saw that stump at the last moment. So we need to come over this way. That's a good thing about getting lost. You get to learn the map getting lost. So now we know that we can't get to the windmill hill from over there. But we were there, and I think we came down to complete a contract over this side. Oh, there they are. I was going to come this way first, but I figured I can go up the other side and come across, but there's no road to do it, so... They're not taking care of their crops over here very well. Look at all the weeds in them. I can't say much myself. I got a field down there that got just as many weeds myself. Okay, let's find the sell point now. Just here. Now I'm going to keep an eye on the display as we're tipping it, just to make sure that we get credit for both of them. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so contract on field 3 finished. And our money's not going up yet, so now it's going up. There you go. So we made 3,217 pounds on harvest income. Now, let's just have a look and see what we got left. We'll go in and finalize those contracts. And we'll collect on that one. So we got 42, 7, 15, and 57. So 42, 7, 15. So 15 should be down here. 7 is down here. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll come down here and we'll come back and we can bring our tipper here. We can run across and grab our harvester and just bring it across. So hopefully they got some room here to turn around. Just come back across this way. They certainly make a lot of noise, them windmills. But what do you expect from wood? Alright, let's get ready for our next contract. A lot of fields here to be harvested as well. I don't know why they're not up for contracts. I mean, some could be, I mean, that field we just passed looked like a wheat field or an oat field. It was definitely not potato or cotton or anything like that. So, but I've never seen them. I guess they're just doing them themselves. Okay, so we're just going to turn in here. Let's put our signal light on. And field 7 is the second one in, I believe. Oh, look at the rocks. We're going to go up on the rock. Now, I got to find the way to get into this field. Right here. Here it is. So I'm going to park the tipper and tractor over here out of the way. And we are going to call it here for today. So just let me pop out. So what we're going to do on our next episode is we will get the contract done here on field 7. And the worst thing is, the sell point for this one, I believe, is way over there by the shop. So, no, it couldn't be one of these sell points just here next to us. That would be too easy. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video today. I actually got this one recorded, which was great. I'm proud of myself. You know, I deserve a pat on the back for that. And I would really appreciate it if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up on this video. I put a lot of work in to get this one out. And if you're new to the channel and you want to click on that subscribe, I would much appreciate it. So, from me to you, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.